Well, I did my first e-bike ride in my new home riding area, and it was well worth the move and the wait. I finally was able to complete my big move across the country that I've been talking about for a while. Now, actually, I was ready to move about 8 or 9 months ago, I thought. But before I show you some of the video from my first ride up here, let me back up a bit and tell you where I moved to and why it took me so long to get here. Most of you know I was enjoying my e-bike riding in the mountains just east of San Diego in Southern California. Then about 9 months ago, I got the urge to move from the crowds of Southern California to the wide open spaces of the Pacific Northwest of North Idaho. Now, don't get me wrong, Southern California has some great year-round riding. You've got the deserts and the mountains to the east, and of course, the beaches to the west. And with the great weather, the riding is pretty much year-round. However, for a number of personal reasons, I decided to relocate. As I was packing up and preparing for the big move, I was hit with a few age-related physical and medical issues that required a few months in the hospital and some recovery time. With the hospital stay and the recovery time, I wasn't able to get on the road for about 9 months or so. Once I arrived, I was super anxious to get in my first e-bike ride, but it was the dead of winter and I had to learn some new skills, one of which was clearing the car of snow and operating the snowblower, none of which were, of course, needed in Southern California. This year, in North Idaho, the winter was short, so I was able to get my first ride in at the end of March. And man, oh man, was it great. Not knowing the area very well yet, of course, I had planned to keep the ride short and easy. I decided my first ride would be to a place called Quemlin Park, about 6 miles out from my house, and then another mile to the Post Falls Dam, then out on the Idaho Centennial Trail. All in all, it ended up being about a beautiful 32-mile ride. I didn't plan on it that long, but gosh, once you get going, it's hard to stop. It's really great to be able to ride right from your home, your garage, into a great ride. We start out through a small, quiet residential area that leads to all kind of different riding areas, and it also leads to a part of the Idaho Centennial Trail. It's a paved walking and cycling trail that's very well maintained, and it follows the old railroad route. Then you come up to and cross the Spokane Street Bridge that crosses the river over the Spokane River to Quemlin Park. Now, Quemlin Park is a great place. It has all kinds of great things to do. There's a boat launch area, a designated swim area, plenty of grassy picnic areas, and clean restrooms. And there seems to always be the smell of barbecue in the air, kind of like down at the beach in Southern California. Then it's just a short ride back across the bridge and over to the Post Falls Dam. It's a great area to relax, throw a fishing line into the water, or just sit and have lunch. After a short stop at the dam, you can hook back up with the Centennial Trail. If you want to push for a long ride, you can ride the Centennial Trail into Washington State for another 50 miles or so. I thought I was going to keep the ride short, but I was having so much fun, I just kept going on the Centennial Trail, all the way across the state line into Washington State. I found a nice turnaround spot at about the 15-mile mark from where I started, and it's a great little place called State Line Park. It's a great place where folks can fish, launch kayaks, even start an inner tube float down the river. A lot of people do. I stayed at the park long enough to have a snack and then started the ride back. And of course, at the end of the ride, it's right into the garage. Really, really convenient. What a great ride. Yep, I think I made the right decision to move up to the Pacific Northwest, and it was well worth the wait.